What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Conversation Zero. I am Mike, a channel for all conversations about all things. Why not, right? Why talk about just one thing all the time when there's so many things that you can talk about? Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are just plain stupid. I've had some of the dumbest conversations with people before, and I still kind of liked them because I was like, you know what? It's good to be reminded every now and again that there are people out there that are truly dumb, real dumb, but fun, nevertheless. Anyways, welcome to my channel. As I said earlier, this is Conversation Zero. It basically is a new channel, going to be about pretty much talking about everything. A little bit about me. I'm a guy that's in my 40s. I live in Southwest Florida. I love it here, and I hate it here because if you've come to Florida on vacation, everybody kind of has this idea of what Florida is. Because either it was a certain way when they visited or the weather, whatever, I don't know. But when you live here and it starts 100-degree days like at the end of May, and then October 3rd, it's 96 still. It's horrible. I mean, it is. It's oppressive. You go outside and it's like you're breathing in cobwebs. You know, you it's so hard to explain. It's so hard to explain unless you live here. You walk outside and the heat is just oppressive. It's terrible. But it is beautiful. It really is. And there's a lot of really great people here. And currently we're referring to Florida as Freedom Land because we have the best governor, I think, demonstrably in the country. I think we have the straight up and down best governor. And I think he looks at himself as the governor of all people, not just the GOP or Republicans or whoever. I think he really cares about his state and the people here and the health and well-being of those people. He's a really good dude. He really is. But I could be a little biased. Anyways, politically, I wouldn't call myself somebody that's like hard right. I'd say that I'm based. I am a Trump supporter. I thought in my lifetime he was probably the best president I've ever seen. I mean, I don't think there's a question of it that he's the best president that I've ever seen. I mean, if you really look, if you get past the stupid, hyperbole, like all the bullshit that's in the air about him and all the negative reporting from media sources and all this stuff, if you really look at the brass tacks of the things he did, the numbers that he moved and the way in which he did it, it's undeniably impressive. It really is. I don't care. I don't care what your political affiliation is. If you can't admit it, you're just a sour grapes person, I guess. I don't know. Because even I can look at things that Barack Obama did, and there was not many that he did that were actually decent. But and I can say, hey, that seemed to work out for him. I think that whatever he did worked out here. But it's always been amazing to me that people can never, on the other side of things, say, hey, well, yeah, it's true. Trump did this and that was a good thing or whatever. But to be quite honest, I don't really care. I like who I like for the reasons that I do, and people are never going to convince me any different. And I'm not going to ever try to convince anybody any different of their beliefs. I'd love to sit down and talk, and maybe I can see your point of view, and maybe I can make you see my point of view, and maybe we can even agree to disagree, and that's fine. There's only a couple of subjects really that I just don't even get involved in because no matter what conversation, at what length, and into what depth we get into, we will never agree on certain things, and that's stuff like pedophilia. There are some people that are like in the belief, I've seen it on Twitter anyways, and you never know how serious these people are, but some of them seem awful serious about it, where they don't seem to think that it's a problem exposing children to like kinks and stuff. And I just think that that's really weird. I mean, it's just not only weird, it's sick, and quite honestly, probably one of the more dangerous things you can do. Because somebody, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a parent. If I was a parent, I could only imagine if something like that went down around my kid, or my kid was exposed to something that was really crazy like that. I think that I would be out for blood. I mean, I'd be just so angry. I couldn't even see straight. But anyways, enough about that shit. So a little more about me. Like I said, I'm in my 40s. I'm a musician. I was a bass player in a band for 17 years. Music's really been a lot to do with my life. I love talking about it. I'm pretty genre specific. I grew up in the 80s and 90s in the punk rock scene. And I listened to a lot of like punk rock pretty much from the 70s through the 90s into the 2000s. A lot of stuff like the New York hardcore stuff, the East Coast DMS crew, stuff from Boston. I mean, and everything too. Straight edge music, PMA, hardcore, stuff like, H2O and Bad Brains and stuff like that. Love all that stuff. Love those guys. Got some really great opportunities to play with a lot of bands and a lot of venues around. Traveled with my band. Had a lot of fun with it. Just really great experiences. And so I love music. I love talking about music, especially punk rock and stuff. It's a lot of people kind of dismiss it as noise, but it's really not. It just isn't. And when you look at the difficulty of playing some of the things that they play, it's there is definitely a huge portion of that genre of music that's kind of 3-chord simple, but there's also a lot of stuff that's in there that's super technical, and it's just not for beginners, in garage bands. But I got to play, like I said, with a lot of cool people and cool places, and it's just we can get into all those stories and stuff like that sometime. I've been a business owner. I'm a blue collar guy. I currently own a business now. It's a small business here. COVID absolutely destroyed my business because of what my business was kind of based on functions and gatherings and special events and stuff like that. So for the last almost 14 days to flatten the year and a half, my business just suffered terribly for it. I mean, I'm bouncing back a little now, and I managed to hold on to some customers, but I mean, some of my customers they folded up too. And it was tough, because there's a couple of big events that come through every year that really make my year. If you're in the type of business where you understand that, then if those go away, man, oof, it hurts, And that happened to me this year. I had 3 huge events go away, and it is what it is, right? We motor on. But like I said, I'm a bass dude. I like talking. I love straight up and down making fun of people that are lunatics. Like watching videos and making fun of these people. Sometimes I feel bad for them, because you see somebody that's really sick. You know what I mean? Like someone that's really mentally ill that needs help. And then I start feeling bad for making fun of them, because I'm like, oh man, somebody needs to just get this person help. Like Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody needs to get this guy help. He needs to blink if he's in trouble. Because that dude, man, I mean, rumors of him crapping his pants, and he's falling asleep on TV at a climate conference, and what a just disaster. And I don't even know who the vice president is. They say it's Kamala Harris, but the only time I ever see her on TV is when that bitch is making an asshole out of herself with that stupid laugh, that uncomfortable, I don't know how to answer this question laugh. Ugh. How do these people get in control of anything? Anywho. So, you just throw around a couple of things I was thinking. I'm not going to make this a real long video. I've already been at it for like 10 minutes with you guys. Kind of an introduction to me. I got a good sense of humor. I want to laugh at stuff. I want to make fun of stuff, but I want to have some pretty good conversations too. Why not? That's cool. I want to interview some people, especially people that do YouTube and other things like that. Like, I think it's really interesting trying to get to know them beyond just what their content is. We follow these people every week, and we watch their videos, and we appreciate their content. We get semi-involved in their lives, and really all we know about them is their content. And I would like to try to delve a little deeper into who they are, what motivates them to not only make the content, but to share it. And I'm not just talking about political figures or anything like that, or people who do political YouTubes or stuff. I'm talking about, I don't care if you follow somebody because they speak. YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, all these places are great because you can literally find any subject matter you want that somebody's talking about, and there's multiple people doing it. So you can actually search and find somebody that speaks your language, right? Somebody that you can just you totally, they're speaking your language and you're picking up what they're putting down, and it's almost like seamless to you, right? So you find it most entertaining to listen to them because it's like, oh, okay, bing, bang, boom, whatever, you get it. And like I said, I don't care if it's fixing cars, learning software, learning to cook a recipe, video game and gaming advice and stuff like that. I mean, I don't care what it is. Once you find that content creator that kind of speaks your language, it makes everything so much better. I mean, it makes absolutely everything so much better. Because it's just, you just zoom through stuff, but I'd like to get to know those people sometimes on a little deeper level. I think that would be interesting. So we'll see if we can't make that happen for sure. That would be something really great to do in the near future. Contact some people and see if I can't get some interviews going one way or another. So I want to share some stuff with you. Let's look at some stuff in the news. So what do we got here? Okay. Just gonna see what we got. Oh, okay. Obviously, let's take a look at this. This is a mess. This is a mess, man. This guy's a mess. He's been a mess for a long time too. It's a real problem with this dude. That's Alec Baldwin, as you all know, unless you've been living under a rock. Alec Baldwin shot and killed a woman on a movie set. He's had some really bizarre behavior since, but I mean, I guess that's listen, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I hate Alec Baldwin. I hate him. I think he's trash. I think he's a trash human being. Okay. If you ever get a chance, I don't know if anybody's ever listened to this or not, but go find the fucking phone messages that he left to his 10-year-old daughter. The shit that he says to her, dude, Kim, the daughter that he has with Kim Basinger. He's a piece of garbage, man. This guy talked to his kid that way. And I get it. Kids can piss you off. They can make, this little girl was 10. She was 10. You know what I'm saying? And he clearly hates Kim Basinger. Clearly. And I think he takes it out on the kid as like a proxy because he can't take it out on her because I don't think they speak or whatever. I don't know the situation with their divorce, but it certainly doesn't seem like it's amicable. But this is him on Halloween, like a week and a half after he shot this woman to death. He's posing with, how many kids do they got? First of all, his wife, I don't care. This Hilaria with her fake Spanish accent. How fucking embarrassing is that? She walked around for years talking, I'm Hilaria, with like she was from Spain. But I think I don't remember exactly how it came about. But I think somebody busted her. Was like, this bitch is from Jersey. She's not from Spain. She doesn't have a Spanish accent. Like, people I think that grew up with her were like, who is she fooling? She doesn't have a Spanish accent. How much would a better name's Hillary? Her real name's Hillary, not Hilaria. Oh, for Christ's sakes. These people are insufferable. But she's still a dime piece. I mean, she's a good-looking woman in shape. She clearly likes to get it on. I mean, they got a bunch of kids. I mean, what's that? 2, 4, they got 6 kids there, right? Looks like maybe 2 sets of twins. Definitely 1 set of twins. Anyways, listen, I'm pretty sure the guy didn't mean to shoot that woman in the head, but he did nevertheless. An accident is still an accident and charges can still be filed. I don't think that getting dressed up with your family on to go out trick-or-treating on Halloween after you just killed somebody is probably a good thing. I mean, I don't run PR firms for people in Hollywood, but my guess would be that would be a no. I would be like, no, stay home. And then there's like I don't have it here. There is plenty of footage of it. I should have queued some, but of him having the conversation on the side of the road with some like what sounds like French speaking reporter. He's definitely foreign. The guy's got a pretty heavy accent. Maybe it's Halaria's brother. I don't know. But he's asking like, he's like, this woman was my friend. She was my friend. We ate dinner together. Just because you ate dinner together the night you got together, yeah, you have to be kind of friendly with her. You're the producer of the movie, dude. You know, and here's the thing. Here's one of the reasons I don't feel bad for him. Okay, I feel terrible for her and her family, and what an absolute nightmare. What an absolute tragedy and nightmare. I mean, I just can't even believe it. But one of the reasons I don't feel bad for this clown is because for years he's been this anti-gun dude that goes and films movies with gratuitous violence with firearms. And he sits here and he screams about the NRA and he screams about gun owners and you shouldn't be able to own this and you shouldn't be able to own that and blah, 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 blah. Who's this fucking guy kidding? You know what? The fucking NRA, you can like them or not like them, but their sole mission has been to teach gun safety. Okay? I was a member of the NRA in the 80s. Okay? Like 84, 85, 86. And their mission back then was teaching gun safety. Maybe instead of demonizing the NRA, he should have stopped by for a couple of classes. The number one rule of handling any weapon, and I don't care if it's a pellet gun or a 45 or a 5.7 or 9mm or whatever gun it is that you EDC, man, or any gun that you ever even touch or look at, just assume it's loaded. Just assume it's loaded. Assume that it's ready to kill anything in sight. And the reason being is because firearms are not toys. And yes, they can be used as props in movies, but they're not toys. Okay? And there's one rule, and only one rule that matters with gun safety. And that is treat every gun like it's ready to go off. If you pick a firearm up, if your fingers touch that gun, it is your responsibility and your responsibility alone to make sure that that gun is safe. However you want to do it. If it's a firearm that offers a safe mode while there's a round chambered, or even if there's not a round chambered and you want to put it in safe mode just to feel okay about yourself and have that extra layer of protection, I'm okay with that. I don't think there's a person in the world that would criticize you for that. Maybe some dickhead, that just got his carry permit and he's got his brand new, Glock 17 and it's his first pistol ever. And he's like, oh yeah, I got a Glock because I don't need a safety. My safety's right here. It's my trigger finger. It's like, okay, go watch Black Hawk Down again, Rambo. We get it. You're a total stud. You got a Glock 17 and you took your, concealed weapons permit last week. You're amazing. Shut up. Every single gun you ever pick up, touch, or look at, you have to assume is loaded and ready to go. And it's your job to make sure that it's not. And for Christ's sakes, if you're going to be wielding it around or pointing it at anybody, and that includes a camera, you make sure that there's no bullets in it, dude. You make sure there's no blanks in it. You do whatever you can to clear the weapon. He broke the number one rule. I don't feel sorry for him. Not after being lectured for years and years and years by this dickhead about gun safety and how we should own this and we should own that and we should listen to what he says as he makes millions of dollars off movies that promote gratuitous gun violence, which I don't have a problem in the world with. I love shoot 'em up, bang 'em up movies, man. That's my lifeblood. You kidding me? I grew up on Rambo, Commando, but I also grew up in a gun-safe world. I had NRA safety instruction classes when I was very young. I shot, you could say professionally, but it's competition shooting. When I was a kid, I shot all youth competitions. I shot indoor rifle, standing and prone. I shot indoor pistol, standing and prone. I represented the state of Connecticut 3 times. I take gun safety very seriously. I carry a firearm with me every day. Every single day. There's no excuse for shooting someone in the head on a movie set. There's no excuse for it. None. And it had nothing, I will bet money that it had nothing to do with the armorer. The armorer may have been an idiot, okay, or a newbie or anything else. But the bottom line is that Baldwin had that gun in his hand last. The buck stops with the person who's holding the gun that fired the round. Stop trying to pass it off on someone else. Because that's just not how, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. All right? So enough about Alec Wick, Alec Baldwin, assassin, and his steamy, hot, skinny wife with the cowboy boots on. Hilaria. And let's go to something even more, I mean, absolutely more bizarre than that. And that's Paternity Pete. Paternity Pete. Now, this is a bit older, September the 4th, and I know that this is November, but I've been holding on to this fucking picture that long. Listen, I don't care what you do in your life. Your proclivities are your proclivities. You're an adult. You do what adults do, and that's their own business. And I don't care, and I don't judge, and I don't shame you. I don't, you know, gay, straight, bisexual, transsexual. I don't care. I don't care. Asexual. I just don't care. It doesn't bother me. You're not hurting kids. You're not hurting animals. And everything that you're doing is within the legalities of the area you live in. Because that can change. I'm fine with it. I'm okay with prostitution. Like, if it's a consenting adult and another consenting adult, I'm okay with it. I mean, think about it like this. I can pay this beautiful girl $150 for an hour of her time. And, you know, whatever happens in that hour happens. But that's called prostitution, right? So it's illegal. Or I can go up to this girl and say, hey, baby, what's up? How about I pay that electric bill for you? How much is that this month? $150? Okay, that's legal. I'm paying her bill for her. I'm not giving her money for sex. She's giving me sex out of the kindness of her heart. Do you see how stupid it is? Now, I understand with human trafficking and all this other, and like human sex trafficking and all this stuff, dude, it's a horrible thing. Okay, and something has to be done about it. But the war on prostitution is like the war on drugs. It's not going to fix anything. If you were to legalize crack tomorrow, you're not going to see a bunch of people run out and start smoking crack because it's legal. If people want to smoke crack, they're already doing it. Just like everything else, like weed and people doing dope and everything else. The war on drugs is a waste of money. That's all it is. And it's destroyed people and it's destroyed communities. You know, it's ridiculous. But that's besides the point. We're talking about old weird-ass Paternity Pete here. My wife, okay. I'm sorry, dude, but your husband is giving you the creepiest fucking look on the face of the planet. He's creepy. You're both creepy, let's be honest. You're both a little creepy. All right, but what I want to know, and I really want to know this, so if anybody knows, leave it in the comments below because I got to know. I got to know. There's an explanation for this. Why is he sitting in a hospital bed like he just gave birth to those children? Why are they both sitting in a hospital bed together like they just gave birth to those children? And the husband there, look at his wrist. That looks like a medical bracelet. Did someone tell these guys, like, what we're going to do is we're going to dope them, right? We'll dope them up, and then we'll lie to him and tell him that he actually gave birth or something. I don't know, because I think they might believe that. They seem like the kind of people that might believe something like that. Pete Buttigieg, or whatever his name is, Buttigieg, whatever, I don't know how to say his name. He doesn't seem smart to me. Look up his father, I dare you to. His father started a group that worships a communist, that worshipped a Marxist communist named Gramsci, I think his name was. He was Italian. Gramsci. Look him up. That's the household this dude grew up in. But this picture, man, Paternity Pete, and then Pete takes like how many weeks off for paternity leave? Like, why are we paying this fucking guy to be in Washington? Pete, you didn't have the baby. You didn't give birth. And neither did your creepy husband. Stop it. I'm not against you guys adopting the kids. I'm all for it. Go ahead. Be fine. Don't you do nothing weird with those kids. But I'm okay with it. All right? I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the fact that neither of you gave birth. There's no reason for you guys to be taking paternity leave, especially you. I don't know what your significant other does, but you're a federal employee by the government, paid for by tax dollars. You're not supposed to be taking paternity leave. You didn't give birth. You're not, neither did he. Stop it. Just stop it. It's ridiculous. And you look like assholes in this picture, in a hospital bed together, holding your babies with hospital bracelets on. It's so weird. You're not making gay people look good. You're making gay people look weird. All right? You are. I'm sorry, you are. That look looks weird. I don't like that look you're giving each other. Your boyfriend's a creep. Or your husband, I'm sorry. He's a creep. It's a creepy look. It's creeping me out. Now I'm going to definitely throw the picture out because I can't look at it anymore. It's freaking creeping me out, man. Creeping me out. So, here we go. Here we go. This is the news of the day, and then we're going to get out of here. We're just going to cover this real quick. Boom. Boom. On Politico. That's Politico right now. It is about 1:40 a.m. on November 3rd. Virginia just voted a Republican governor in. Oh my God. Dear Democrats, you may go to shit. You may start shitting your pants now because Virginia was your stronghold. Virginia's your Washington, D.C. stronghold. And Youngkin just slapped you guys around there. Right? And I love how people are like, well, he didn't affiliate himself with Trump, but he also didn't try to alienate Trump's crowd. Listen, Donald Trump endorsed him, and he accepted the endorsement. Okay, I'm not looking for. I don't think anybody in Virginia was looking for Youngkin to kiss Trump's ass. This whole idea that Trump didn't have anything to do with him winning. Everything you see in politics right now has to do with Trump because of what he did to these people. You understand? For 4 years, he forced them through mimetics and through strategy to pull the masks off their face so that we could see who they really are. All right? Everything they do is because of him. They keep making mistakes because they're exposed. You ever expose an animal at night that only moves around at night, like rats and stuff like that? They quick juke back and forth because they're confused and they don't know what to do and they're scared. And that's what the Democrats are doing right now. That's why the media which is basically just the propaganda arm for the Democrats these days, is freaking out and saying all kinds of crazy stuff. Sorry, Politico reloads its page. So anyways, that's Youngkin. He flipped Virginia red. Good for him. Good for him. Good for you, Virginians. Congratulations. Hopefully tomorrow's the first day of a new start for you guys. And let's get this together. Let's show America what being Americans really like. And enough with the bullshit, right? But the buck doesn't stop there, because the Democratic incumbent, Phil Murphy, and Republican Jack Ciattarelli are facing off in New Jersey. Here's the thing. Jack Ciattarelli is ahead as of right now. He's not much ahead, but I mean he's almost 2 solid points ahead. He's 1.9% ahead. Okay, 83% of the expected vote is in. And he's got, pretty decently 40,000 votes more. That would be a great upset. Phil Murphy is a piece of shit. He really is. Like, there's pieces of shit, and then there's fucking Phil Murphy, right? This guy's a hedge fund dude, which I don't have a problem with hedge fund dudes. But, dude, when Tucker Carlson had him on his show, and he's like, well, I didn't really, the Bill of Rights is above my pay grade. I didn't really think about that. Yeah, no kidding, you didn't think about that. It's obvious and clear, because you're violating people's rights by putting in these restrictions that you were putting in at the time, like these poor guys that had the gym, that they just kept charging them with these crazy fines and sending the police in to shut them down and all this stuff. It's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy. That's not America. That's not what we do. It's not what we do. Backwards. It's retarded. It's absolutely stupid. So, there it is, man. Virginia falls. And it looks like we're going to have New Jersey by the morning, if the track stays on. And I think the track will stay on. And even if it doesn't, if you look at that, I mean, that guy's a nobody. Ciattarelli, he came out of nowhere. But he's a good talker, smooth guy. He just said, listen, this is how it is. This is how I feel. He did really good. He's done really good for himself. I hope he wins it. And I hope it's a small margin, but I hope that he wins it. Or I shouldn't say I hope it's a small margin. I wish it was a tidal wave. But if it is a small margin, I'll take it. What the hell? I can't get over it, dude. Youngkin. This guy is so, I see him. He's so not a politician. This guy, Youngkin, man. He's so not a politician. Just look at his face. Just look at him. He's like, golly gee, I won. Golly gee. Hey, golly gee, man. Good for you. Fucking good for you, man. I hope you turn shit around over there. They need it. They need it really, 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 really bad. Really bad. They've had some serious issues in Virginia as of late, and I think we've all seen that. So, anyways, I've been yapping for a half an hour. Well, I hope to see you guys back here. I hope you like this video. We'll do some more chit-chatting, talking about crazy shit, making fun of lefties. Oh, my God, I love it. I love making fun of lefties. There's nothing better in the world than watching them just freak out, because you're like, why are you freaking out? Like, seriously, like where's the adults for these people? They're all gone. Every time I see these people, they're like, oh, they're in their 30s and 40s, and they're acting like they're 15 years old, and they have some kind of a brain worm or some shit. It's crazy. Anyways, okay. I'm out of here. Check me out. Come back. Stay tuned until I get a normal schedule down for making videos. I'll make as many as I can. And we'll see. Hopefully, I can get a lot going here in the next, I don't know, week or two. We'll see what's up. Anyways, this is Conversation Zero. I'm Mike. Take it easy.